Well, Hollywood Sam was started in 1973 because what's going on now was going on then. There was downsizing, there was move-outs, buyouts, sellouts, and get-outs. And the company I worked for simply got out. They relocated. I was not in the plan. And it was an embarrassment at that time to go get help and look for a handout. And I knew I had to do something because I just bought a home and I had 2 sons. And the only thing that came to me was to utilize the experience I had gained of 14 years working for someone else, and I started up my own business. It was tough at first, and but no one told me it was going to be easy. But it enabled me to be able to stand those hard years and good years. And it seems like we're right back to the same evolution from whence it all started. We're going through some very lean times. And the auto parts, as we have it today, is a far cry from what it was back then. Most information now is on a computer. I had to carry all those numbers in my head, which I still do. And I was able to change, although I'm not a discounter. If you look around, you will see some of the handiwork I had to get into. I had to get into more like a retail, restoration, hands-on type business. And the items that I gained from the past, I'm now able to utilize that now in the future in the service end of the business, and is now keeping me going. I rebuild vintage motors, race engines, carburetors, cylinder heads, and I'm not looking for work. I stay busy. I've serviced, as you said, some of the top names in the area. Like the people I worked for supplied Booth and Aaron's. They supplied Gratiot Auto Supply. They supplied Standard Auto. These were the big names at that time, suppliers. So the knowledge I gained from that, I was able to utilize in my own business. I'm now serving from my past customers the grandchildren. All of my customers were big time. I don't have any special people name-wise, but I remember when you might say Houston Martin, which was a big-time racer at the time under the name of Little Kim. His son, Harold Martin, now running out of the stables with Delco, AC Delco. He would come in with a list for his father to buy parts, and I've known him that since he was just a mere lad, and I'm very proud of his accomplishments and achievements, just to name a few. If it was someone who raced in and around the city of Detroit, I was connected with him in some way, somehow, on some program. I tried to race.
What did you have going on, and what kind of times did you get?
Oh, I started with an e-gas car at the time, back in the day, and I moved up to a B-Comp Roadster, a D-gas dragster. Eventually, at one time I had a funny car that never came to fruition, but I had the body and the chassis. I've been involved with top fuel cars, funny cars. I was even involved with on the Chrysler crew when it had the 2 Hemi engines down on the hydroplane. I've been involved with cars that run in flat rock. And the car I owned was they called it the Econo dragster. It had a big block in it, and I eventually got it down to 860. ET at 160 some miles an hour. But I've been connected with several national record holder cars that I've been part supplier of and part not owner, but part team-wise member. And so most of the classes I've been involved with in national drag racing circles. Well, at an early part of when the schools were getting involved, long before they're at the place they're in now, the company I worked with used to send me out to students. They would have field days at some of the schools in the outlying areas, and I thought that would be a good idea to bring it back to the city of Detroit with such schools as Go Lightly. Highland Park had a program we was involved with. Northwestern had a program. I think Wilbur Wright had one, and Votech over here at Bryhoff. I'm involved with some of those programs, and I worked with the youth at the Youth Day at Milan when they have the nationals, the high school nationals, and I get the recipients to enter their cars at Cobo Hall when they have the Autorama show.
Now let's talk about the Autorama. You're one of the judges of one of the biggest indoor shows.
I've been part of the judging committee down there for a few years, yes.
Okay. How did that come about?
It came about through perseverance, and I also showed on the International Car Show circuit, and I just thought I could be instrumental in helping the Autorama, and being, with my input, being on the show circuit, I could entice participants to upgrade their cars, and just their experience alone, in my experience, they would become winners in their class, and I just helped them out best I could.
What do you have to say for all the young drivers coming up today? What should they get into? And
they should first get a license, and they should get some insurance, and they should not be drag racing out here in the streets. And number one, you cannot beat a train at a railroad crossing. Forget about it. Use your head. You have too much going for you as far as just common sense. Put it to good use. Do good things with that. Those are things that you don't want to be involved in. The street racing, I know I did it. I know I've attended street racing races. I know what they're doing now. They're not only taking the race car, they're taking the car, the trailer, spectators, dogs, bicycles. They're taking everything at the race, and you don't want to be part of that. It just becomes something in your life you don't need.
all right. I appreciate it, Sam.
Well, it was my pleasure, and it's just part of me. If I see a young individual out there, and if he just says something about automobile to me, I just guess I'm hooked, because I'm going to give him all the information I can, because someone helped me to.